Carlos, after an offseason of so much anticipation, just what are your thoughts now ahead of doing it for real?
Yeah, I'm excited, after everything that we went through in the offseason, all the actions, everything, all the transactions, getting to spring training, laying out that foundation for the last 6 weeks. Here we are ready to go in Houston, opening day, something that nobody should take it for granted, a special day, putting a big league uniform on. And I'm excited about, the team, the organization, and like I said, we're ready to go.
When you guys signed Clay Holmes this offseason, you obviously thought there was a lot of potential there as a starter, but after a spring in which he pitched the way that he did, earned the opening day start, what, if anything, stood out or surprised you?
Yeah, I think, how meticulous he is, his attention to details. This is a guy that wants the information and is not afraid to go out and apply it, whether it's in bullpen sessions, live BP, and then facing real competition, I think the build-up, he put himself in a really good position physically, mentally, and now he's just having that mindset that I got to go deep in games here. It's not just 3 batters, 4 batters, on high leverage. I got to go out there and protect the bullpen a little bit and give the team a chance to win a baseball game. He's done that, and now here he is getting a big-time opportunity, opening day starter, and I'm excited to watch him.
How did you decide on Taylor over Siri?
Yeah, they're both going to play. Not an easy decision. I think for the last 10 days in spring training, I've been asking coaches, like, hey, Siri or Taylor, They both hit lefties well. I think it comes down to the pitch package from Valdez, not necessarily just being a lefty, but the pitches that he's got, the sinker, the changeup, the curveball, and how much chase he gets. I think it'll be fluid. Siri will play a lot. Taylor will play a lot, and they both understand that.
And do you expect Acuña, Baty to be basically a lefty-righty kind of thing as we go along?
I mean, they're both going to play. I don't want to call it a strict platoon. Like I said, if there's a lefty where we feel good about Baty playing against that lefty, we'd probably do it. And same thing goes with Acuña. If there's a righty where we feel like, he match ups well, he'll get a start. So we'll play day by day. They both are going to get opportunities, and we'll see how it goes.
What do you look for from Clay early on as he does this for the first time?
I think attacking the strike zone, throwing strike, using all of his pitches, just continue to be himself. Everything that he did in spring training, I know now there's more preparation from the other team, and how they're going to attack him and his ability to make adjustment. Again, I think he starts with trusting all of his pitches. He's not just the sinker slider, it's using and trusting whether it's the changeup, the forcing, and just understanding the situation where sometimes you're not looking to get a strikeout, maybe just getting a ground ball for a double play and just, give us a chance and protect that bullpen a little bit.
Will Minter be somewhat, I don't know if limited is the right word in these early games, but since he hasn't pitched in back-to-back games, are you guys going to be sort of cautious about how you use him? Yeah,
we'll be cautious with a lot of these guys, Minter being one of them. We'll see how it goes. If they pitch an inning and they're pitch efficient and we feel like the next day they're feeling good, we might be able to run it up there again. But we'll treat everyone pretty much, especially this early. We'll protect a lot of the guys there.
Now that we get to see Holmes really begin for real this transition, what is the biggest question you have when you think about the bigger picture of his whole season doing this?
I don't know that the biggest question, I think he just got to go out there, compete, be himself, give us a chance to win. We will continue to check with him throughout the year, test him, making sure he's recovering well. But at this point, just let him pitch.
Tough having DFA Canario given his skill set.
Yeah, it's not always an easy decision when you have to DFA someone pretty much the day of opening day, because it took us all the way till today pretty much, and we were pretty honest with him yesterday. We told him about it, the whole situation. You got to give him credit because he had a really good camp, and he opened up a lot of eyes, not only here in the organization, with 29 other teams. He's got tools. He's young, and but yeah, it wasn't an easy one. But we stay healthy. So.
Do you have a feel for how often you can run Torrens out there?
Yeah, I think with the off days that we got here in the early going, we'll watch him closely. But I think he's in a good spot. I wouldn't mind playing him 3 in a row. We did that in spring training, even though he wasn't playing 9 innings. But again, we're playing indoors. That helps. Off day, so we'll see. You know, it's all night games, I think, in here. So, but we're not afraid to run them.
What have you seen him grow as a player?
Yeah, you know, this is a guy that knows he belongs in the big leagues. He knows he's a really good big league player, had a lot of success last year, went through a lot, faced a lot of adversity, and he became, you know, one of the guys for us. And you saw what he did not only in the regular season, but in the playoff, and here he is, getting an opportunity to play every day again, and here in the middle of our lineup. So expecting a lot from him.
How do you compare your emotions today with what they were at this time last year as a first-year manager? Do you feel like a grizzled veteran now?
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, it's first like first day at school. You know, exciting. You know, like I said, never take it for granted. Coming into the ballpark, you know, you got some goosebumps. You know, like same thing last year, driving to the ballpark, emotional. And for me, I see it as a privilege. You know, every time you get an opportunity to put a big league uniform, and in my case, to be the manager for the New York Mets, what an incredible opportunity. And you know, he's excited, and you know, I see it as same feelings from last year.
Did you have any curiosities or questions going into your first game as a manager last year that were answered in the short term that aren't there now?
Well, I think handling adversity, you know, you got to go through it. You know, you probably feel like you're prepared and you're ready to embrace everything that comes at you, but until you go through it, you know, and we did that. We were tested last year from the get-go, and we were able to weather a storm. So I think it put all of us in a better situation, in a better position, knowing that, you know, adversity will hit at some point. And we just got to weather the storm and keep moving forward. So I think that's the biggest difference.
It seems like the entire baseball world is excited to see Soto's debut with your team. How excited are you personally?
Yeah, put me in that category too. I'm excited to watch him today and, you know, every day. You know, this is an elite player. I'm excited how he fit in right away. Since the first couple of days when he showed up in spring training, you got to give the guys in here a lot of credit because they made him feel like home for him right away. And a special player, you know. So, but he's also understanding that he's human, and he's gonna struggle at times. So, but I'm excited to watch him day in and day out.
Carlos, yesterday it sounded like you guys were going to continue to monitor the market with the last position player. What made you guys go with Acuña?
Yeah, I mean, he earned it too. You know, I think it was one of those where like you never know it was gonna be out there, and you're still looking for, you know, try to improve the team, but we had a pretty good idea that Acuña, you know, was going to be there for us because he earned it. You know, not only in spring training, the way he played for us last year, and here he is getting an opportunity. So I'm excited about that too.
Do you think there is something with him about the lights coming on, him responding?
100%. You know, and I see it, you know, before not only with Acuña, but a lot of players that when they're down in the minor leagues for some reason, and then you put them on the spotlight, you know, bright lights, you add that third deck, and a lot of people, and they respond a lot different. I see the other way too, guys that perform really well in the minor leagues in AAA, and then they come to the big leagues and they have a hard time. So we saw it with Acuña last year, especially down the, you know, we were chasing a playoff spot, and he came in and wasn't afraid. So. Hopefully that's the case again.